Hello, dear children. I welcome you all to today's radio learning program, which is produced by REB with support from UNICEF. I'm Teacher Mary. I'm going to teach you social studies for P5. So all learners of P5 come close to the radio and get ready for today's lesson. And I appreciate our parents so much for supporting our children as they're learning from home. So children, can you get your notebooks and pens ready for today's lesson? Do you have them already? Okay, I hope you're ready now. So, can we do a recap of the last lesson? What did we learn in the last lesson? Okay, well done. So in the last lesson, we learned about financial institutions. We learned about financial institutions. And we said financial institutions are places where people get financial services in terms of money. And we looked at examples of financial institutions like banks, cooperatives, and markets. That is what we looked at in the last lesson. Let us have a short break and we continue.
Come along and play with us.
Welcome back, children. Today, we are going to learn about social services in our province. We are going to learn about social services in our province. So, you can find this topic on page 61, 62 in the P5 SST textbook. Open page 61, 62 in the P5 SST textbook. What do you see there? What do you see on that page? Okay, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the different social services. You will also be able to identify the services provided by those social services. Okay, that is what you'll be able to learn by the end of this lesson. So, can you stand up for a warm-up? Children, can you all stand up? So we are going to do this warm-up together, and we are going to sing, and you're going to dance. Okay? Are you ready? Let us go. Oh, come and see the use of education. Oh, come and see the use of education. We have teachers because of education. We have doctors because of education. We have policemen because of education. We have drivers because of education. Oh, come and see the use of education. Oh, come and see the use of education. We have teachers because of education. We have doctors because of education. We have policemen because of education. We have drivers because of education. Wow, well done, children. Can you sit down? So, as I told you earlier, we are going to learn about social services. So, what are social services? What are social services? So, social services are services of support provided to the people to improve their well-being. Social services are services of support provided to the people to improve their living. In other words, these are services that are given to people so as to improve their way of living and how they live and how they are putting up. So, social services make life better for people as they help them to meet their needs. Social services make people's lives better. Since we said that they improve their well-being, they are services of support provided to improve people's well-being. So let us look at the examples of social services, and then we shall be able to know clearly the definition of social services. So what are some of the examples of social services we have in the province? What are some of the social services we have in the province? Can you write them in your notebooks? Are you writing them? So these are examples of the social services we have in the province. 1. Educational services. 2. Medical services. 3. Security services. 4. Transport services. 5. Communication services. 6. Banking services. 7. Insurance services. 8. Housing services. 9. Water supply services. And 10, lastly, electricity services. So those are the social services we find in the province. And remember we said social services are services of support provided to the people to improve their well-being. So from the examples we have looked at, can you really agree that these services improve people's well-being? Do you agree to that? Okay, these services improve people's well-being, and we shall look at how they improve people's well-being. So let us look at the institutions that provide social services in the province. The institutions that provide social services in our province. So the institutions, they are places that provide social services to people. Institutions are places that provide social services to people. So institutions that provide social services are also called social service centers. Social service centers. People who provide social services are called social workers. I think, children, you've heard of social workers. So teachers are social workers. They provide social services. Now, we are going to look at each social service, and we also identify the social service centers for each service. And remember, the social service centers are the places which provide those social services. So we shall look at first the social service, and we also look at the center. Where is that service provided? So we are going to begin with education. Education is a social service. What is the social center of education? Schools. I know all of you children, you know schools. Education is provided in schools. What about the medical services? They are provided in hospitals. Medical services are provided in hospitals. What about security services? Security, safety, where are they provided? Police station. Security services are provided at the police station. What about banking services? Banking services are provided in the bank. And what are those services anyway? Deposit and withdrawal of money, and also giving of loans. They are all provided in the bank. Then what about the water surplus services? They are provided on the water surplus centers. Then communication services. Communication services are provided on the post office. Services we find on the post office are sending and receiving parcels and also letters. So we've looked at the social service centers like schools for education, hospitals for health services like medicine, treatment, care of patients. We have also looked at the police station where we find security services, that is where we find safety. We've looked at the bank as a social service center, which provides loans and also helps in deposit and withdrawal of money. And in general, we call it the banking service. We've looked at the post office, which helps in the communication services, and they do the sending and receiving of parcels. We've looked at the water surplus center, where we have the provision of water. Yeah, so we've looked at the centers, but we've not mentioned all the social service centers. These are a few that we are able to mention. So can we have a short break and we continue?
Come along and play with us.
Welcome back, children. So we are looking at the social service centers. where social services are provided. So we are going to look at some specific services. We are going to look at some specific services. And one that we are going to look at is the education services. Let us first look at the education services. What are the education services? And what are the social service centers for education? Okay? So the education services are provided in different centers and in different areas. 1, we can have them in schools. 2, we can have them in colleges. 3, they are provided in universities. 4, they are provided by churches and community centers. So these are centers where education services are provided. But also, people who provide the education services are teachers, lecturers, parents, religious leaders, and professors. So we've looked at the centers and also the people who provide the education services. So now this brings me to this question. What are the types of education? What are the types of education? So there are 3 types of education: the formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. What is formal education? This is the type of education given in schools. It includes reading and writing. So formal, it is given in schools, which includes reading and writing. Informal education, this is a type of education given at home or in society. It is given at home or in society. And it does not involve reading and writing. So it is general. It involves cooking, hunting, washing, simple things. So it is informal education. Non-formal education, it may result from one's observation or personal research. So non-formal education, it is out of one's observation or personal research. What is the importance of education? Why do we need education? We need to read and write. All of us, we need to read and write. It is important for all of us to know how to read and write. Education will help us acquire different skills, which help us to get jobs. We shall have skills like reading, writing, listening skills, presentation skills, computer skills, and all these help us to get jobs. Education promotes moral development. When you go to school and you are educated, you get to know how to behave. You get to know acceptable behavior and how to behave in a community, how to harmonize with others, and how to live in harmony and in peace with others. So it will help people to have moral development. It also brings people together. People will have friendship through education. So let us look at the security services. We've looked at the education services, which are provided by different centers, schools, college, universities, and also the providers are teachers, lecturers, so many. Now let us look at security services. What are security services and what are the service centers for security services? So security services, they refer to absence of wars, hazards, social and political conflicts. Security refers to absence of wars, hazards, social and political conflicts. Security refers to absence of wars, hazards, social and political conflicts. So security services help to maintain peace in our province. Security service help to maintain peace in our province. So who are the people that provide security? Who are those people that provide security? 1, the army. The army provides security. 2, the police provides security. 3, private security guards also. 4, prison officers, they provide security. And 5, district administration security support organ. District administration security support organs. So these are some of the people that provide security. So why do we need security services in our province? Why do we need security services in our province? Okay, can you think about that? So security services are important in our province. They are very important in our province. 1, they help to keep law and order. When we have security services, there will always be order in the community. So they help to keep law and order. 2, they protect people and their property. People are protected and their property is protected. 3, they also help to control traffic on the roads. The traffic is always controlled on the roads. If we have policemen, they make sure vehicles are orderly and they move in the right places. And lastly, security helps to defend the country from rebels or strange attacks. It helps the country from attacks from rebels and other strange people. So we've looked at security services. Let us have a short break and we continue.
Come along and play with us.
Welcome back, children. We've looked at security services. Now let us look at transport services. Transport services. What are transport services and what are the service centers? So, transport is the physical movement of people and their goods from one place to another. Transport is the physical movement of people and goods from one place to another. So people move from one place to another in order to get to their destiny. They move from one place to another to get to their destiny, to where they want to go. So there are different types of transport. We have air, water transport, land, railway, and all these, they help people to move from one place to another. So the importance of transport. What is the importance of transport? Transport is very useful. Transport helps people to move from one place to another. That is 1. 2, transport promotes trade. People are able to buy and sell goods because of transport. 3, people are able to carry goods from one place to another because they have transport. And 4, it provides employment for people like drivers, pilots, and captains. So transport provides employment for people like drivers and pilots. And lastly, transport promotes tourism in an area because people are able to move and visit the place. So we have looked at transport services. So let me conclude this lesson. And I'm going to summarize everything we have learned in the whole lesson. So we've looked at the social services. And the social services, we said they are services provided to the people so as to improve their well-being. They are services of support provided to the people to improve their well-beings. And remember we said that social services centers, they are those places where the social services are provided. And so we looked at the education services, we also looked at the security services, and we looked at the transport services. And we looked at all the 3 in details. And in the next lesson, we shall be able to look at the medical services and also the banking services. So children, you need to research about them. Find out the medical services and also banking services and also market services. So this brings me to the end of our lesson today. And thank you so much, children, for paying attention. And even our parents, thank you for supporting our children. It has been your teacher, Mary. Thank you, and I hope you'll join me in the next lesson. Bye-bye.